Today we are talking about traveling to Florida and how to save money when you're actually in the parks, but that requires a little bit of prep up front, and I'm going to give you a few tips that you can save so much money in the parks when you're traveling with kids, especially younger ones. Hi, I'm Sarah. This is Mini Travellers, and we are here to help you travel further for less. The first one is to have an Orlando, so a Disney and Universal Christmas and birthday wish list. This is a tip that comes from Karen, the founder of Mini Travellers, and it's a great one. You know what it's like when you've got kids, you've got loads of people that buy from, people never know what to get them. So a really great tip is to have a wish list that if relatives come to you and say, I don't know what to buy them for Christmas or birthdays or parents for birthday parties, then you can choose something off of your wish list. Now that could just be something as small as a $5 voucher for Disney, and we used to do this when our boys were little also, and we used to get people to buy them vouchers or give them money, and it went into their Disney bank or Florida bank, and they had so much money when they went to spend in the shops, and they had a little book with a little tally. I mean, you could do it on a mobile phone these days, but they knew what they had to spend on goodies and souvenirs. And honestly, it's every ride you go on, you come out through a gift shop, and I mean, as a parent, you know, don't you, you see that gift shop and just your heart sinks, because you know not only are you going to have to spend an hour making the decision, but also it's the cost. Everything's so expensive, so to have a little bit of financial independence is a really good thing. A great way to do that is to have the gift card, so whether it's Disney or for Universal, I mean both is a really good option because they're going to want to buy things in both parks. And another really great thing for the wish list is fancy dress. Fancy dress costumes are really lightweight. This is a great tip from Karen because her girls loved fancy dress. Our boys loved dressing up as stormtroopers and Darth Vader. There was no way that mask was going with us. But for her girls who loved dressing up as princesses, she used to put that on the Christmas and the birthday list. And to travel with them, they put them in Ziploc bags. So you know when you can suck the air out of them, get them really small in a Ziploc bag, and you can do that with your fancy dress. And that way you can take them to the park in your Ziploc bag because they don't want to be traipsing around. I mean, a lot of little girls and boys do, don't they? They want to be dressed up all day, but it might be hot. But if they want, there's a certain time of day that they want to put their princess dresses on, or they want them for the fireworks, then have it in a Ziploc bag. They're really lightweight, they're squashed down small, and you can get them out and wear them later. And that's also great when you're watching the fireworks because it's just an extra layer of warmth on top of their summer clothes. Number 2, and this is one that really does need planning in advance, and it's your speciality or specialty dining. And when our boys were little, we had a rule that everybody got to pick one between all the parks. So no matter what park you was in, everybody got one choice, and that was mum and dad too. And for us, that just negated the need or want to go in every single one. I mean, we did once stay at a Disney hotel, and when we did that, we got the free dining, so we were able to do that most days. If there's certain ones you want to do, then you have a bit of a family conference, but have a look at the maps or have a look at the website. Which restaurants do you want to go to? Now we have a full post on this, and I've gone through and found all of the prices for all of the Disney specialty dinings. I will pop that link below because it's actually quite hard to find on the website. You've got to go through each and every one, but if you've got them all in front of you, it gives you an idea of the cost. If you wanted to dine at Be Our Guest, which isn't a character dining, but the Beast does make an appearance, but it doesn't go around every table, then you are looking at $72 for lunch for adults and for dinner, and $43 for children. So that's the idea of prices. If we look at the Crystal Palace, which is a buffet, and that's with Winnie the Pooh and friends, which actually I'm not a buffet person, but it is really good, and all the characters come around the tables. It was lovely. And for that, you're talking $62 for adults and $42 for children for lunch and for dinner. So it adds up. It's not a cheap meal. For that reason, we'd say, right, what characters do you want to see? And then everybody's going to pick one, and then we book those. So if you're staying on site, you can book up to 60 days out. If you're staying off site, it's 30. You need to have that planned in advance, and you put that on your planner. And we have a free printable Disney and Universal planner to help you plan your trips. I will pop the link to that below so that you can download that for free. And the rest of the time you can get snacks or eat back at the villa or the hotel, or have a big breakfast before you go and a big dinner, so that you can just take some snacks. And that leads me on to my next point, which is bring snacks in. Now with Disney, you are allowed to take food in. Universal, I think they've just changed it And as I say, because I'm not a Disney Universal expert, I'm just a mum that plans, you need to check the rules on that. But you can still take baby food in, you can still take water in, and anything to do in Universal with if you've got a health need. So my son's diabetic, he needs to have food with him, then I think that will be okay if you've got something to prove that. Other than that, I will check it, because I'm sure that I've seen a few things lately that said that they have stopped a lot of taking of food in. With Disney, you are allowed to take food in, but nothing that needs warming up, nothing that needs refrigeration, no cool boxes, nothing in a glass container. So if it was baby food, you take it in pouches, but you can take some snacks in, sandwiches or bits of snacks throughout the day. And again, that saved on a fortune. We had a snack rule that everybody could choose a speciality snack every day. And again, limiting spending an absolute fortune. One of the boys would choose fruit and chocolate, one of them would choose an ice lolly, sometimes they'd choose a drink. That was like their treat of the day, and then we also had extra snacks in our bag so that they did get snacks. Another great tip is to take water bottles. So what we do is there's 4 of us, so we take 2 water bottles and share. That saves so much money. I find it worse to take an insulated cup that keeps your water cold, otherwise it does warm up really quickly, and you've always got water. There are refillable fountains in the parks, in Universal and in Disney, and you can always get water somewhere, and it's just a really great tip to keep you hydrated. If they like juice, take a little Robinson's tiny juices you can travel with, and then you can pop a bit of that in. If the kids are going to want to have Disney and Universal memorabilia, another really great tip is to do a Walmart trip, and do this before you go to the parks. They have huge Disney and Universal sections that are themed. You've got everything that you could possibly want to buy there, from the souvenirs and colouring sets and t-shirts. There's all sorts, jumpers, swimwear. It's a really great tip to take your kids there early days. You can't carry everything, can you, when you've only got 24 kilograms of luggage, or 22, whatever it is now. But you can go to Walmart, but we'll just get an Uber there and have a couple of hours of shopping. And I mean, some of the stuff is more expensive than it is here, but you can get some food, get some snacks, get some water to have in the room, water bottles and maybe cans of pop, whatever you want to keep in your room. But then you've also got some snacks that you can take into your park. What we used to also do is take breakfast bars. So we'd take a pack of Nutri-Grain bars and some like Rice Krispie squares, and then we've always got snacks. But it's really good in the morning, because you can get a Nutri-Grain bar, and then when you're at Walmart, get a bunch of bananas, so you can have a piece of fruit and a cereal bar before you set off in the parks in the morning. So they've had their breakfast, you've got your water bottle, and you can pop a few snacks in your bag. Take bubbles with you, and this is one that Karen and her family did all the time when their girls were little. And because when you get to Disney and you've got these bubble machines, and they cost a fortune, but it's really good to just be able to not say you've got them, keep them in your bag ready, and then when they want the bubble machine, there you go, we've got bubbles, and you're there ready to go with your bubbles. And they are really good distractions. So when they want a balloon or when they want a bubble machine, but the bubbles are always there ready to go, so that the kids have got this really nice little cute activity, and it's not taking them away from what everybody else is doing. You're still doing it, but you're saving money. And then take the essentials, because it's the essentials that are going to cost you the money. So first of all, ponchos. They are so expensive, and the reason they're so expensive is because you need them. You need a poncho. If you've not been to Orlando before, when it rains, and it can be a 20-minute downpour, but you are soaked to the skin. If you've got a poncho, the ponchos are quite thick. I mean, they're good because you don't get wet. They're quite thick. You rush to a shop, you buy a poncho, then it stops raining, and then you've got this wet poncho to deal with. So what we do is we buy the disposable ponchos from Amazon, and you can get them in a pack of 10 or 20. They're tiny. They're flat packed, and they're this big, and then you can just whip them out and put it on. Now, the last time we went, I made a poncho last all day because I rolled it up and put it back in a bag. A few other things to take with you. Definitely take Calpol and any like Germaline or anything like that. Have a little pack so that you've got those things. Plasters. Last time I went, I got a blister. Plasters cost me a fortune. I have now blister plasters. I have every plaster, and take a selection into the parks. Just a little bag. I'm not talking a big rucksack of things, but have some stuff with you. So if you've got a cut or a graze or an injury, then you've got it ready to go. And another thing is sun cream, because sun cream is never cheap anywhere, is it? So have your sun cream, have it in your bag, and have that ready to go so that you're not having to buy it. And that is the way that you will save money in the Disney park. So I hope that's been useful. I'll pop the link below for our playlist for all the rest of our Disney and Universal planning tips and trips. And happy travels.